Our boys are back in the video and today we're talking about how the Houston Rockets can land Tyler Herro in a package that would send John Wall, Eric Gordon, and our 24th pick in this draft for Tyler Herro. So what's up? My name is Jae'sean. If you guys like the video, drop me below, press subscribe button, and let's get into the video. So the past few days, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of rumors surrounding Tyler Herro is basically, well, the Houston Rockets are actually basically interested in Tyler Herro, and the Miami Heat are interested in John Wall and Eric Gordon. So for both parties, it works pretty perfectly. I mean, Tyler Herro on the Rockets would be absolutely amazing. Obviously, didn't have a really good season. But in the postseason, he wasn't that good. But in the regular season, pretty good. You know, averaging 15.1 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Pretty good all-around stats from Herro in his sophomore year, only at 21 years old. So for the most part, I mean, Tyler Herro, if we draft Tyler Herro, then honestly, there's no really point in drafting Jalen Green. I mean, Tyler Herro would be our starting shooting guard, Jae'sean Tate 3, probably Christian Wood at 4, and then Mobley at 5. So for the most part, if we do draft Evan Mobley, we're probably gonna move Tyler Herro to the shooting guard, have Mobley at the 5, Wood at the 4, Jae'Sean Tate at the 3, and then KPJ at the 1. So yeah, Tyler Herro and KPJ as a front court duo, pretty cool, not gonna lie. So I really like Tyler Herro, for the most part. I mean, he can shoot the 3 ball. Over the season, he's actually been shooting 36% in the regular season, which is pretty good, and shooting 44% from the field. Yeah, so basically really good stats from Tyler Herro. Obviously, it did drop in the postseason, just shooting 31.6% from 3. Same thing with the field goal percentage. So, but he is a 38% 3-point shooter from 3. So for the most part, Tyler Herro would be absolutely amazing on this team. Gives us a lot of offensive game. So, you know, some defense, I guess. He doesn't really do too much defense, but he's also not that bad at it. So for the most part, would pretty much work out for both teams. Now for Miami side of things, John Wall would be their starting point guard over Goran Dragic. Maybe Eric Gordon would start in the shooting guard position. I'm not too sure how that would work, but for the most part, John Wall and Eric Gordon would be absolutely amazing on the Heat. I mean, for the most part, the Heat really needed a really solid point guard. They do have Goran Dragic, but he's not on the level of John Wall, even though they're both injury prone. John Wall is still way better than Goran Dragic is right now. And then Eric Gordon, he is better than Duncan Robinson right now. I definitely will say he is better than Duncan Robinson. Someone that can give you some defense, some scoring, some playmaking at a pretty okay level. And they probably could get him off the bench. I mean, as a 6-man top player, have Duncan Robinson start. You know, have John Wall, Duncan Robinson play alongside each other. You know, John Wall for playmaking and passing. And then Duncan Robinson, you know, just being a spot-up shooter. That's what he is. So, for the most part, it'd probably be John Wall, Duncan Robinson, Jimmy Butler. Who's their 4? I'm actually not too sure who the 4 is for the Heat. I'm assuming it's Trevor Ariza and then Bam Adebayo for the most part, or maybe Precious Achiuwa would start at the 4 and then Bam Adebayo at the 5. Would be pretty amazing. And then off the bench, obviously Eric Gordon as the 6-man. You know, obviously Shea Texan, my Miami Heat boy, Miami Heat fan. You can let me know in the comments if that would be a really good lineup right there. But you know, I'm not too sure. I'm not a Heat fan, so for the most part, that's what the Miami Heat would look like in my eyes. But you know, you can let me know in the comments below if you want to see another lineup. So for the most part, we are trading our 24th pick in the draft too, because obviously the Miami Heat, they don't have a pick this year, because in that, I think it was like, yeah, the top 4 protected pick from the Pistons, it went to us. And if we didn't get it, then it would have went to, I want to say, actually, if we didn't get that pick, then we would have gotten the 18th pick. But I think it would have been swapped to Miami. I'm not too sure how that works. But for the most part, Miami did not have a pick this year, so having the 24th pick would be absolutely beneficial, and especially because this draft is really deep. I mean, really deep draft. You know, obviously players like Daron Sharp in the draft, obviously like Sharif Cooper, a lot of good pieces in the future and in this draft too. But for the most part, having this 24th pick would be absolutely phenomenal for the Heat. They're gonna get some more young talent on their team. You know, obviously they got Precious Achiuwa, they got Kendrick Nunn, they got Bam Adebayo, who's I want to say 24. So I honestly thought he was 26. I thought he was a little bit older, but I guess he's pretty young. I mean, so for the most part, they have a really young team. Precious Achiuwa, Bam Adebayo, Kendrick Nunn. They still got Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson, who's 26. I mean, absolutely young team. And they also got some vets, obviously getting Jimmy Butler. They would have John Wall, who's 31, so he'd be a kind of like a leadership type of role. John Wall and Jimmy Butler would be pretty interesting too, I'm not gonna lie. So for the most part, it'd be pretty interesting on both parties. But just the thing that worries me is the salary, and like getting the salary like to match. I mean, John Wall and Eric Gordon are both on hefty contracts, so for the most part, it'd be pretty hard to get each team on the same salary level and like the same salary like to match each player's salary level. So for the most part, like that's gonna be kind of tricky to work around. They might have to send Andre Iguodala and Goran Dragic to the Heat or to the Rockets alongside Tyler Herro just to match the salary, and obviously like matching John Wall's $45 million contract, Eric Gordon's $18 million contract. Like for the most part, like that's gonna be a really hefty trade right there. But if we're getting Goran Dragic, Iguodala, and Herro, I'm taking it because we're getting Tyler Herro, we're getting Andre Iguodala, who could be really good off the bench, as a basically defender who can just defend at a high level, just come in there for defense, someone that could shoot the ball if he wants to do, kind of like I'm not necessarily comparing him to like Gerald Green, who comes in, like shoots some threes, and if he's off then he just comes out. But Andre Iguodala would come in, just play some solid defense on basically some like bench players, or maybe sub him out, maybe sub out like Jae'Sean Tate and then put in Andre Iguodala in the starting lineup. Something could work like that. Maybe Jae'Sean Tate gets injured, have Andre Iguodala cover for him. So for the most part, I mean, this trade would work out for both sides. John Wall would be really good on the Miami Heat. They need a really solid starting caliber point guard. Eric Gordon would be a really good bench piece off the bench, six-man type of role. For the Houston Rockets, KPJ and Tyler Herro would be a really good duo right there. Tyler Herro, he is having some troubles this year. Sophomore year pretty much wasn't that good, but for the most part, we do have a good coaching staff. Look what we did with KPJ, man. We got him back to basically almost full strength. So for the most part, if we can get KPJ back to full strength, then we can get Tyler Herro back to full strength. So let me guys know if you guys like this trade. Tyler Herro, Andre Iguodala, Goran Dragic for John Wall, Eric Gordon, and our 24th pick. And honestly, I would do this trade in a heartbeat, but honestly, it's all up to Stone, and hopefully Stone does this move. So that's the end of the video. Let's get the video. Drop in the below, press subscribe button, and I'm out. Peace.